Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Now, the most important question first, why would you watch this video? In the recent few months, there was a lot of YouTubers quitting, but that's not just happening in the YouTube world. It was more public because it's out there on YouTube, but this is a trend that we see very often with entrepreneurs who go into the entrepreneurship because they love a certain thing that they do, and then with time they do everything else but the thing that they really love because they have to run it as a business, and then suddenly they fell out of love with the thing that they've created, and they sometimes quit. And this is what's happening on YouTube as well, because if you listen to those videos, YouTubers explaining why they quit, they say, oh, it's the best job in the world, but it became a job. When they first started, it started out of passion. So they were passionate about some topic, whatever that topic might be. I remember one guy who was in photography, videography, and then Tom Scott, who was in, bringing explanations of things to the YouTube. I don't know how to explain what his channel was all about, but he was talking about non-mainstream stuff and explaining things, giving us some historical overview and stuff like that. And then there's that guy who had game theory and quite a few others. And they all started their YouTube channels because they were really fascinated with that topic. People found them, their channel started growing. As their channel started growing, they had to keep up with the momentum, which meant creating more content, being consistent, creating content even when you don't have to creating content when you don't feel like creating content, or being on tight schedules when you earlier you were just doing it creatively. Whenever you had a spark of a creativity, oh, let's create this, and then now suddenly you have to be on schedule because you need to put out one video a week or 2 videos a week. And then a lot of them took sponsorships, and then they had to do that. And then what usually happened was that they started hiring around themselves instead of above themselves. So they actually loved doing the video editing. They actually loved doing all that creative stuff, but it's much easier to hire for the creative stuff than to hire for the entrepreneurial stuff. Now, one way that I think they could solve this and not experience the burnout that they did was if they would hire above them, hire a manager, and some have done that. I think Ali Abdal is like that, and I'm sure there are others who hired a manager to manage stuff so that they can still do the part that they really love, that they really enjoy, and for the business stuff to be taken care of. That one is much more long-term sustainable. But then if we go a bit off YouTube, so let's say you're an architect and you like doing the architectural work, and suddenly you find yourself hiring architects and you becoming the CEO, you taking care of finances and HR and systems and processes and leadership and marketing and sales, and you suddenly are not doing any of the architectural work anymore. Same thing could happen. We've seen it many times. It's just not that public because those people are not on YouTube to talk about why they are quitting YouTube. But we've seen that in the real world, non-YouTube world, many times. People start a business doing what they love because they are good at it. They get more and more clients. They want to serve more and more clients, so they hire people to do what they do, and then they move up the ladder. Now, of course, it's very hard to hire a CEO, somebody with experience, somebody with knowledge, when it's just you and maybe 2 other guys. You don't have the cash flow to hire a CEO. You need to get to a certain level. But here's the catch. If you plan it out from the beginning, how you will return back into what you love doing, then emotions will be different. You will have a clear outcome how when you reach a certain number of employees, a certain revenue threshold, and a certain profitability, well, first of all, it will guide that vision will guide you to make different decisions in your business and to structure things differently. The second thing is, when you see a light on the other side of the tunnel, you might be willing to make a push, to do a sprint or 2 or 3 to get there. And then that will be one of your most important things, will be to hire leadership for your company, and you going back into the role that you actually love and you actually love doing. And so almost like going full circle. Most people don't do it in that way. They don't have that vision in their head. And then at some point they just feel completely burned out. They don't know how to move past that, and they just quit. And they may close down an amazing business, or they try to sell it, or just get away from it, instead of thinking, how can I replace myself in the roles that I don't enjoy? What are the roles that I really enjoy, and how can I hire around me so that I do more of the things that I actually love? Instead of, oh, I need to step up, I'm the owner, so it's only logical and normal that I'm the CEO and I deal with all that shit, and unfortunately I don't do any of the work that I actually love doing. It doesn't have to be that way. It's really how you set your mind towards, and stop listening to everybody around you telling you that you have to step up, you have to be the CEO, you have to let go of the things that you love doing. Some people are more true entrepreneurs and they don't care about what they do, what the business does. They just love being the entrepreneur. For them, that's easy. They love running the company regardless of what the company does. But most entrepreneurs start from something that's their passion, something that they are obsessed with, that they are passionate about, that keeps them awake, and they love that part. And then a few years later, they find themselves not doing any of that, and they're emotionally drained. They go through what I like to call emotional burnout, which is probably the hardest one out of all the burnouts. And they come to the point of no return. I don't know if you know what I mean, but maybe if you had a girlfriend or a boyfriend and things weren't the way they should be, and then at some point you come to the point, I call it the point of no return, where even if they change completely and start doing everything the way you want it, you just fell out of love, and that spark can't be reignited. And that's what I call the point of no return. When entrepreneurs reach that point of no return, they are just looking for exit. Some even think, oh, I can't exit because of all these employees and the lifestyle I've created, and I have to do it for the family. And then they go for next 10, 20 years feeling unhappy, unsatisfied, sad, depressed, and so on. Even though on the outside it looks like they have this wonderful thing going on for them, but inside they are very unhappy, very depressed, and even sometimes entrepreneurs could commit suicide and stuff like that because of this. And it doesn't have to be that way. Again, you can build a team around you that does all the things that you don't like doing, and you keeping to yourself the stuff that you really love, the stuff that really fulfills you and makes you happy. It might not happen straight away. You might have to go through a few sprints to get there. But when you have that vision, when you know that on the other side, after you do the sprints, you get what you want, it's a completely different chemistry of emotions and stuff that happens within us. When you know that there's light on the other side of the tunnel, it's easier to keep going and get there. You will make different decisions, you will guide your company differently, yeah, you will get the outcome that you actually want and you actually desire, versus an outcome where everything might look perfect on the outside, but it's killing you on the inside. So if you're experiencing something like that, reach out to somebody. You can reach out to us, you can reach out to somebody else, talk with them, explain to them what's happening on the inside. Let them help you, let them guide you on how to properly set up everything so that you can go back to the things that you love and that make you happy, and build everything around you in a way where the business can grow and scale and thrive and can be very successful business over a long period of time, while you maintain the sanity and the happiness within you. Not the happiest of the topics that I cover, but something that I believe is very important to talk about, needs to be talked about. Just when I saw a lot of those YouTubers quitting, the stories were very similar. I started doing this, and then slowly I became the person running it. I'm not doing any of the stuff that I really love doing. And now I'm quitting, and let's see what's out there. But first I need half a year to just go relax and to, put my thoughts together, take care of my mental health first. And I don't want you to be in that position, whether that's as a YouTuber or more in private, not so much out in the public. Again, you can see good examples of that. Marques Brownlee, MKBHD, comes to mind. He looks like he's a very entrepreneurial guy who likes running the show. Ali Abdal, who hired a professional manager and built a team around him so that he can do more of the stuff that he loves. Supercar Blondie, she's lately introducing other people into her content, just being on top and being more in the behind, and the whole thing just growing without her having to do all of those things on a daily basis like she used to. And yeah, many other examples of YouTubers who are doing it in different way and enjoying the process much more than the ones who decided to quit. And they were quitting after 10-ish years of doing that. And for many years they were struggling, they were under huge stress, mental stress, and so on. So I don't want you to experience that. That's why I'm talking about it. Let me know in the comments below if you experience something like that, or if you know somebody, if you know some good examples how people did it differently and maintain that love and passion, share that as well. If you need some one-on-one talk, find me on LinkedIn, let's connect there, let's have a chat about it. But it's important that you open your mind to the possibility that if you are going through something similar right now, it doesn't have to be that way. There is a different way of doing things. Take care, guys, and I wish you all the best.